You start to see now the hazel that's generated from the really old hazel. We're getting to the very valuable part of the land. And the reason I bought the land was this little valley here. Yeah, these hazel are possibly 150 years old, could be older. And ancient woodland plants and indicators, bluebells, water avens, the hard fern, hart's tongue fern, wood sorrel. Basically very, very rich in biodiversity, which of course I would have loved to come across to buy a whole 13 acres of it, but there isn't much of it left. But to find this little pocket on this land was enough for me to say, yeah, I'll buy it, protect it, and try to create a model here for expanding this complexity. The land was farmed. The farmer I bought it from, he told me he had fenced this off. He was afraid his cattle would hurt themselves, so they never really got to run amok in here. And it's, you know, the mosses, it's full of mosses, lichens, liverworts. And in springtime you've got the bluebells. It's just carpeted in bluebells. Yeah, these ancient woodland wild places are the foundations for terrestrial land-based biodiversity. And you know, these are the habitats that have suffered the most in the last few hundred years, and especially so since intensification of agriculture. They are a serious loss, not only for wildlife and biodiversity, but for us as human beings. These are places where we can find tranquility, we can find peace, we can reconnect, because we are all part of biodiversity ourselves. And as I say, we have less and less of this type of habitat to remind us of where we're from and remind us what we're part of. It is the life support system for a planet on land, and we've destroyed it. We're running out of time in order to try to restore these wilderness places, and that's what this project here in Glendree is trying to do, and many, many others, which is very encouraging, not just in Ireland but around the world, and to try and bring back as much of this wildness as we can. And I was, thinking about the phrase nature deficit disorder, which was coined, I think, in the 1960s by ecologists. And about two years ago, the World Health Organization are using that phrase now in relation to depression, regarding, again, humans having nature deficit disorder. These places can be used for a lot of healing that's needed, especially for people caught up in cities, stressful occupations, stressful lifestyles. And it's happened during COVID. An awful lot of people came back connected to nature, and hopefully that's going to help with a big push on to restore these wild places.
Beautiful.